Evening. Welcome to Recovering Hope. My name is Marcley. A pleasure to be with you this evening. I thought we could use some God Bless America type music with everything going on in the world today. And I say everything, we're dealing with such a small amount of things that are going on, but that is enough. So trying to bring back some of the red, white, and blue. Not the red, not the blue, the red, white, and blue. Well, thank you for tuning in. And I am once again deviating from our standard topic of drug addiction and the recovery options for that. And we're going to continue speaking about and getting some more information about the Wuhan flu. I don't know if I can say the other C word because they might, delete me. We're talking about prevention, treatment, the vaccination, and other things that are going on, most of which you do not hear in the mainstream media. And as I've been saying, this is not the mainstream media. The only stream nearby is the Cape Fear River. And I don't know, I just had that thought. A little disclaimer, okay, whatever you hear this evening, we're not giving medical advice. We are reiterating things that I've learned from other medical professionals in the community, actually around the country. And this evening we will be speaking with a little bit later on an attorney, Dr. Ralph Lorigo, that will speak about his involvement helping patients in the hospital that most likely would have died if he did not intervene to get them certain medications that seems to have saved their lives. But before we get into all of that, kind of a different sort of a beginning for me here today. And I've been focusing on drug addiction and the reality that there is hope for recovery no matter what. I'm passionate about that. I believe the situation that we are in as a result of COVID is far worse. However, there is also hope, real, tangible hope, to prevent and treat the Wuhan flu. I personally don't believe that we should wait until there is no other option to begin to wholeheartedly pray for God to help and to guide us. However, if you have not already done so, it's time to call on the King, to call the cavalry to the one who died on Calvary. I'm not scared of this disease. Whatever may happen to me, I know who wins in the end, and I know where I'll end up. But I am concerned for my family and for humanity. Whether this pandemic was man-made, accidental, or intentional, it's very serious, and things continue to get worse. Not necessarily the virus, but how it's being handled and the intentional suppression of information and all the fear-mongering. When this pandemic began, we heard and saw, at least I did, a lot of people quoting this verse from 2 Chronicles 7:14. Many of you are familiar with it. And if my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, will forgive their sin, and will heal their land. And that's about as far as it went. But when I was preparing for this segment and thought of that verse, I read a little further, starting in verse 19. But if you turn away and forsake my statutes and my commandments, which I have set before you, and go and serve other gods and worship them, then I will uproot you from my land which I have given you. And a little further down, why has the Lord done thus to this land and to this house? And they will say, because they forsook the Lord, the God of their fathers, who brought them from the land of Egypt, and they adopted other gods and worshiped them and served them. Therefore, he brought all this adversity on them. So what do you think? Is it time to come together? I believe it is. There is no government. There is no red or blue or purple that's going to get us out of this mess. I do believe it's time to call on the King. I am, and I think a lot of people are overwhelmed and somewhat in disbelief of what's going on. Pharmacies unwilling to fill prescriptions from doctors. This is not the first time that Big Pharma has been responsible for an incalculable amount of death. If you've been listening to this program, we've mentioned many times about Purdue intentionally falsifying information about the addictive characteristics of OxyContin and other opiates.